Hi everyone, and welcome to our Troop eBudde webinar. This webinar is for Troop Cookie Managers or Troop Leaders who are going to be entering initial orders in for their cookie program. My name is Allison Mangles, and I'm the Senior Product Sales Manager on the Product Sales team here at Girl Scouts of Connecticut. And today I'm going to take you through how to log into eBudde, how to enter girls' orders, how to schedule your delivery time, and how to order your initial order recognitions for the girls. So before we get started, actually in eBudde, which I do have up on my screen here, I just wanted to show you all the cookie program resources that we have here at Girl Scouts of Connecticut. So I'm on our homepage right now, gsofct.org, and to go into the cookie program section, you're just going to hold your mouse over support and go down to cookies. This is what we call the cookie connection part of our website, and this has all kinds of cookie program resources that you may need as you go through the cookie program. Whoops, my little guy is in the way here. This has on it all kinds of quick tips, items for you guys to check out. Also down at the bottom here, I would like to show you some different links and forms for you as the Troop Cookie Manager. So you have your program guide that you should have received a copy at training, the training PowerPoint for you to take a look at if you either missed your training or just have some other questions, and then a slew of other information here that you may need to know about. You can also get right into eBudde from this site. If you scroll all the way down, here we are here, and you will just click eBudde to get into the site. I would encourage everyone to take a look at the resources here, even if you are a returning cookie manager. We do update every year, and all the quick tip sheets here on the left-hand side, just a note on these. If you're looking for information beyond what's in the book or just information on a specific topic, you can click on one of those and get your information there. But we're going to go right into eBudde. So again, you can either go to eBudde by clicking the link at the bottom of this page, or you can go directly to the eBudde website, which is https://ebudde.littlebrownie.com. So hopefully everybody has their eBudde instructions. These are actually over in the other section of the website here. Getting started with eBudde has some good pictures for you all, and also the eBudde Troop Initial Order instructions will be helpful to you. So if you have those out now and you want to use them as a reference, great. If you want to take a second just to print those out and pause this webinar, you can go ahead and do that, or you can just follow along, whatever works best for you. So we're going to hop right into eBudde here. So what we're going to do is everybody listening should be either a returning member in eBudde, or perhaps this is your first time going into the site. So I'm going to be logging on with an address that is brand new, so I can take you from the very, very beginning. If you've been in before, you're not going to see some of these items that will take you right into eBudde, but just to be consistent and start at the beginning, we're going to go from here. So this is the email address that I am using as a Troop access in eBudde. Obviously, that's not a real email address. I'm just using it for the sake of today's presentation. You're going to want to enter in the email address that either you used last year in eBudde or that you gave to your Troop Cookie Manager, or perhaps the email address that you had on your registration as an adult Girl Scout member this year. If for some reason you are trying to log in and you can't get in, it might be because there's a different email address in the system for you. So if you sometimes use one email address or the other, please check all of your try to get in with all of your email addresses, and if you still can't get in, please give us an email, give us a call, or shoot us an email at productsales@gsofct.org, or you can contact your service unit cookie manager, and we'll make sure to get you into the site and make sure we've got your right email in there for you. So the generic password that everyone is going to use to log in this year for the first time is DOSI, capital D-O-S-I, at, the @ sign, 6722. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and enter here. Going to log in. All right. So this is going to bring me into the security questions and for me to reset my password. So the generic password, obviously everyone is going to be using that, all of the troop managers, service unit managers, cupboard managers, everybody. And so you really don't want to keep that as your password. So you're going to go ahead up at the top here and create a new password for yourself. So the current password is the generic, so we're going to type in again DOSI at 6722. And then you're going to want to make a password here that you will remember, that you will be using frequently to get into eBudde. So it will also tell you the strength of your password, so you might want to use some different symbols, capital letters, lowercase letters, anything that works for you to make your password not super easy for everyone to know, but for you to obviously be able to remember. So we are just going to go ahead and answer these questions. I'll go with that one. These are not going to be my real answers here. Oh, this one, product sales manager, of course. You can select from this list. You will need to do 4 of the security questions here, just to make sure that everyone knows it's you. If you do forget your password and need to reset it, you will be able to answer one of these and go ahead and, we'll just use Mrs. Smith here, use one of these security questions to reset the password if you happen to forget it. Okay, so those are done. Then we're going to put in the contact information for you. So some of your service unit cookie managers may have included additional contact information for you. In my instance, my service unit cookie manager, let's just say, only entered in my first name and email address. So we're going to go ahead and put in some additional contact information here. Do that, and here we go, and submit. Excellent. So again, you'll only have to do that one time, just the first time you're logging into eBudde. For the rest of the time, you will just log in using your username, which is your email, and that brand new password that you just created, and it will bring you right to the dashboard for your troop. If you have more than one troop, you'll see them both listed here on the side. So I just have one troop in eBudde right now, so I'll only see my one troop here. But if you did have another one, they'd both be listed here, and you'd be able to click back and forth so you would know which troop you were actually in and then make your entries in there. So we're going to pretend that I have now updated, well, we did update all of my contact information. If for some reason I needed to go ahead and change anything in here, if I just moved, or if I have a different phone number now, you can go ahead and just edit that by pressing the edit button. For those of you who were in the system last year, your information from last year may be in there if you were the troop leader last year and are still the troop leader this year. So if you did move or change anything within that time, this is just where you would update that information. If you need to go ahead and add somebody else into your troop, perhaps you are going to be the main person making the eBudde entries, but maybe the troop leader would also like access to it so that, the two of you could work on it in here. You can go ahead and actually add additional people under your troop. So right now it's just me listed as the troop leader here, but I can go to the top. I can go to Edit Settings. And this is where I could add in anybody that I would like here. So just scroll down here. So this is the my information as a troop leader. I could add another troop leader. I could add a troop cookie chair. We don't use really the troop cookie pickup only here or the booth recorder. What we do use is if perhaps the leader just wants to be able to see what's going on in eBudde but isn't going to make any actual entries, you can go ahead and put them or put another volunteer under as a troop view only user. So they won't be able to make any changes, but they will be able to log in and see anything that you are doing there. The other piece of information here that you will want to go ahead and update is the very top part here. So the package goal for your troop, your level. So right now my troop are daisies, but let's just say that they, were brownies or juniors. Perhaps you bridged this past year. You're going to make sure that you have an updated level there for your troop. And then if you are an older girl troop, you will be able to opt out of recognition. So girls who are juniors, cadettes, seniors, or ambassadors, those troops may decide as a troop if they would like to earn the recognition. So those are items like the T-shirts and anything else that the girls can earn individually for their cookie sales in the, I don't know what's going on here, in the cookie program for final recognitions. If they choose to opt out, they will be able to receive an additional 10 cents per box in troop proceeds. So that is the decision that the troop will make. If your girls are older and you are going to opt out, you're just going to click this little button here. You'll see that it's going to change. It says you will receive additional proceeds. But again, my troop is going to go ahead, take those recognitions, and we're Daisy. So that's really our only option. So if you do make any updates here, you just got to make sure that you go ahead and press the update button, and everything will be saved in there for you. On your girls tab, if you're logging in for the first time, you may see some girls listed in your troop. We have been doing a couple things behind the scenes here for you guys. So the first is that we did a large upload, 2 large uploads actually, before the cookie program started, where we were able to upload girls from our database who had all of their information complete, meaning that they had their names and their addresses. We had email addresses for parents, and we had parent-guardian information on file. If someone was missing an email address, because sometimes people do not provide their emails, we were not able to upload them. So you may see some girls listed in your troop here. If your troop was later registering, if maybe you just got started here in January, you may not see anyone listed under your troop, and that's okay. The other thing we've been doing is people have been requesting to participate in digital cookies. So if they've been submitting that request form on our website, then we've needed to put them into eBudde before we can upload them into digital cookies. So you may have some girls whose information was entered that way. Either way, you can still enter girl information on this tab. So let's say we have all these girls in here, but perhaps we need to add somebody else in. So we'll just say that for my troop, we do need to add in another girl. So again, you guys might be adding in more than one girl here, but it looks like this troop was up and running. So I'm going to go ahead and add in this girl here to the troop. So you can just type in her first and last name. In eBudde, every girl does need to have an ID number. So you'll see in here that there's a couple different versions of the ID number. It's perfectly fine. I know that they don't all look completely the same, but that's all right. When you guys go in to enter, you're going to just click this purple ID button here, and you'll see it says this will create an ID in an approved GSUSA format. So we're going to click there. You don't need to write this ID number down. The girl doesn't need to know what the ID number is. This is just for her in eBudde, and if she chooses to participate in digital cookie, the two systems will communicate via this ID number, but she doesn't need it for anything with her digital cookie sale, doesn't need to know it. We're going to go ahead and update because we added in this girl. And whoops, what happened here? I forgot to put her grade in, so you will actually need to also put in her grade. I apologize. And once you're in here, you are also going to want to put in the girl's t-shirt size. This will make it much easier when you are going ahead and ordering recognitions later on. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And then if your troop has set goals, if each girl has decided that they're going to sell a certain number of boxes, you can record that here. It looks like this troop is going with 125 boxes. So I'm just going to go ahead and enter her in here. Okay. Excellent. Now you will see that Mia is in here in alphabetical order by first name. So I know sometimes it can be a little confusing because you might be looking at the bottom of the screen and say, hey, I thought I just added a girl. But eBudde reformats it so that you can very quickly find the girl by first name here. So Mia's in here. We're all set. All the other girls were already in here for my troop, so I don't need to do anything else on this tab. You can add multiple girls at the same time. I just personally recommend that you hit update after each girl. I like to save a lot when I'm making eBudde entries. I like to save frequently just to make sure I don't lose any of my work. So I would recommend updating after every girl, but if you want to put information in for multiple girls and then upload just one time, you can do that as well. So the initial order tab is where we're going to see all of our girls listed and where we're going to actually put in the boxes of cookies that they need for their initial order. Now you can collect your initial orders any way you would like. If you want to have the physical order forms in hand, just please make sure you let your girls and their families know when you're actually collecting those order forms. If you prefer to have girls and families email their orders to you, that's fine as well. You just want to make sure that you have them in time to make all of your entries into eBudde. So the initial order period of the program ends on February 5th. So after that is when girls should be submitting orders to you, and you will have until 11:59 p.m. on February 10th to enter in your orders into eBudde. So just make sure that you give your families a minute to get those to you, and that you have enough time to go ahead and make the entries in here that you need. So we are going to come back to the initial order tab in just a second. We're going to do two things first. This has to do with our digital cookie sale. So you may have girls in your troop, you might have several, you might not have anybody, but most of you will probably have at least 1 or 2 girls in your troop who are participating through digital cookie. This means that they are selling cookies, they've set up their sites online, they're either texting out their link, emailing customers, putting their link up on social media, and people are placing orders with them. There are 3 different types of orders that customers can place. They can donate cookies for Cookies for Heroes. That's a donated order. Customers can ask for cookies to be shipped to them directly. That's a shipped order. Or they can pay for cookies online and ask for the girl to deliver them directly, and that's a girl delivery order. In eBudde, there is one thing that you need to do for digital cookie orders before you submit your initial order, and that has to do with your girl delivery. So there are 2 different ways that you're going to know if your troop has digital cookie orders. The first way is by clicking on this Girl Orders tab. When you scroll down, you'll see that 2 girls in this troop. So the first one is Faith, and the second one is Sorrel. They both have money here in the paid column. This means that they have orders in digital cookie. So for Sorrel, we'll click on her name, and she has 1 order DOC ship. This means that this customer has ordered cookies, and they are having them delivered directly. Okay, these cookies have gone right into eBudde. We don't need to do anything with them. eBudde knows what cookies they are, and they probably, by the time you're making this entry, these customers have already received, if not, already eaten those boxes of cookies. All right, so you don't need to do anything with entering anything for that order. Just know that it is there. Okay, we're going to go back to the summary form, and we're going to look at Faith's orders. Now, Faith's are a little bit different because you'll see that there's $102 here, but there aren't any cookies listed. So Sorrel, these are actually her 2 boxes down here. You'll see there's nothing listed here, but they paid $102 and now have a negative balance. We'll click on her name. This is because Sorrel has 4 orders from customers for girl delivery. Again, this means that a customer has paid online for boxes of cookies and would like those boxes delivered to them directly. This means that Sorrel is going to need to get those boxes of cookies from her initial order so that she can deliver them to her customers. Just like any other boxes that she wrote down on that piece of paper, she needs these boxes as well. So we're going to have to make sure that these, I'm not even sure, $102 worth of cookies are actually added to her initial order. So how we're going to know, well, how are we going to know what that is? We're going to go up and we're going to pull a report. So the report tab is right here at the top. And we're going to scroll down to DOC orders by girl. This is going to open up an Excel spreadsheet for us, and it's going to tell us all of our girls, and it's going to list all of those orders and which cookies that we actually need to add into that initial order. So we'll give eBudde just a second here. Okay, so we will see here all of our orders. So here's Faith's 4 orders. They're all delivery options. It will say delivered, but we know that Faith hasn't actually gotten any cookies yet, so they aren't delivered just yet, but they will be delivered, and that's just how they're listed here. So for us to know, we're going to take a look, and we'll see, okay, these 4 orders here are Faith's, and we'll just need to make sure that we have all of these cookies ordered in eBudde under her name. So what I usually do is I just take these out of here and just move them down here. They're all safe. If you have multiple girls, you can do this. For the other girls, I just like to make a different section so that I can most clearly see what these orders are under the heading. And then what I'm going to go ahead and do, totally up to you. You guys can do this sort of by pen and paper, or you can do it here. I just like to then just add these guys together so that I know what they need. So our first column here is Savannah Smiles. She doesn't need any of those. Here's our totals here. She doesn't need any Savannah Smiles. She does need 10 boxes of trefoils, a box of Do-si-dos, 4 boxes here, her box of tag-alongs, 2 Thin Mints, 2 Girl Scout s'mores, and no Talkie Tastic. So that's a total of 20 boxes of cookies. So what we're going to do is, it's a good idea, if it's not indicated on Faith's order card, to email or contact her parent just to ask if they have included. So sometimes you might see a line on the card, or especially if her family emailed you an order, you might just want to send them a note and say, hi, did you include the digital cookie boxes that Faith needs, or should I add those in? So most times parents don't realize that they need to add them in. They are notified through digital cookie when they have orders and that they need to include them, but it's possible that they may not have, so just double check and make sure. But we do know now that if Faith's parent has not included these orders, then we're going to want to go ahead and add in these 20 boxes of cookies. Now, if for some reason you forget to add these in, it's totally okay. You can still get these boxes from a cupboard, or perhaps with some extra boxes that you're going to receive in your delivery, and we're going to talk about those boxes later on. But the main point here is just to be cognizant of the fact that you might have some girls with digital cookie orders, and that this DOC by girl report, which we're going to go back to here, this DOC orders by girl report is where you're going to want to take a look for those boxes. Of course, if you have questions about this when you're going ahead and entering your orders, please feel free to contact us or contact your service unit cookie manager, and we will be happy to help you out with those orders. I will say that nobody in this troop had any donated boxes yet in their orders, but you do not need to include the Cookies for Heroes boxes at all when entering in the girls' initial order. Those boxes, just like the shift boxes, will flow in automatically into eBudde, and you won't need to worry about entering them. I should also remind everyone that the girl delivery part of eBudde closes when the initial order closes. So you won't have to pull this report at any other time during the cookie program. You'll just need to pull it this one time before you submit your initial order and make sure that those are included. Digital cookie will be open through March 31st for shipped and donated boxes, but again, you'll see those just flow right into your Troops eBudde. All of the boxes, all of the payments will all be recorded automatically for you, and you won't need to do anything with them. So with that, we can go into the initial order tab, and we will go ahead and order some boxes. So we're going to pretend that I have a stack of order cards here, and I'm going to enter in some boxes. So Abigail has a couple delivery boxes. She's got some different boxes here. She had a run on tag-alongs there. 20, she's got 13, 2 of these. All right, good job, Abigail. Again, that's her order. I like to save after I enter each order. Important note here that you're going to want to just press the save button when you're entering in orders. This orange submit order button, you're only going to press one time, and that's when you're completely through entering in your order. Now, if you accidentally press it or you submit and then you get, that frantic email from a parent that says, oh my gosh, I forgot, the woman who sits next to me at work wanted 4 boxes of Samoas and I forgot to add them in. Either myself or one of the other product sales staff members or your service unit cookie manager can unsubmit that order for you as long as it's before February 10th, or we can go ahead and add in those boxes for you. So nobody panic. Just try not to press this orange button until you really are ready to go ahead and submit. So we're going to do a couple more of these. So again, our very first column is for Cookies for Heroes. These are just for the boxes that are donated to the military. If your troop is participating in a local gift of caring project, so perhaps your girls decided that they want to donate boxes of cookies to the food pantry, or they want to donate them to the senior center for the seniors to enjoy. Those you're not going to include in the CFH column here. You're just going to make sure you record those underneath the girl's name. So let's say if you were doing a project and Charlotte sold 2 boxes, you might just add, 2 additional boxes of, let's say, Samoas underneath her name, because those will be physical boxes that you're going to be delivering to your local partners. Most troops participate in the Council Gift of Caring project, this Cookies for Heroes, and those donated boxes will need to be recorded underneath this column. Those are virtual boxes, so your troop will never see those boxes. You won't need to handle them. What we do is we work with our Gift of Caring partners around the state to get those boxes out to our military members here in the U.S., also overseas, and out to our veterans and local heroes too. So this is just to record them in here. You won't actually receive any of these boxes. So we're going to go ahead and do Charlotte's order. say she had a big sale. Okay, there we go. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and save this. I'm not going to do all of these girls because, that would take us a little bit of time, but just, just to get an idea, you'll be looking at your order cards and then entering in by flavor. These are, thankfully, all in the same order as the paper order card. So just make sure, especially if you had parents email orders to you, that you're just looking carefully and making sure that they put everything, in the right order and that you have everything matching in your columns here. eBudde is also going to tell you the total for what you entered, so please make sure before you go into eBudde that you're reviewing those order cards, making sure all the totals add up, and then checking the total on the card versus what the total is here in eBudde. That's the way to make sure that you don't have any type of data entry errors and that all the cookies are actually ordered. So what troops can do once they've entered everything in here is that they might choose to order some additional boxes to have on hand for booth sales and for goal-getter orders. If you know that your troop is going to have, a booth and you have it at, let's say, Stop and Shop every year and you always sell 20 cases of cookies, you might want to go ahead and put that order in. Or if you know that your troop is going to have 2 or 3 booth sales, it might be a good idea to order, the cookies for 1 booth sale up front so that you can save your troop at least 1 trip to the cupboard to pick those up. Troops who order 20 cases or 240 boxes of cookies on this booth line in their initial order will receive a $20 booth sale bonus. These boxes or cases are not able to be returned to the cookie cupboard though. So if you're going to go ahead and take advantage of the booth sale bonus and ordering these cookies up front, just know that they belong to the troop and that you guys will be selling them for your booth sale and your goal-getter orders. If you just want to order maybe 2 extra cases of Samoas and 2 extra cases of Thin Mints, you can go ahead and do that as well, just because you know that you're going to go through those. I'm certain that the vast majority of you guys will go through 2 additional cases of each of those flavors. Just know that you won't be receiving a bonus unless you do order the full 20 cases. It is a good idea, especially if you are close to the troop initial order recognitions, that those are T-shirts this year. So troops who have 115 box per girl selling average will earn those T-shirts. So you're just going to want to check that out. You can actually see your order on the sales report, which actually we can go ahead and take a look at now if you would like to see. Oops, we haven't submitted our order yet, so we actually can't see that just yet. So we can do some quick math here. So we know that we have 336 boxes of cookies divided by 2. That is just over our 115 girl order. So we are definitely going to be earning those. But let's say that we were a couple of boxes short. You might want to order a case or 2 just to bump yourself up to that 115 box per girl selling average. And I'll show you guys that on the initial order as well. So we're going to go ahead and say that our troop has done pretty well the last couple of years, so we're just going to go ahead and we are going to order our 20 cases here. I'm going to split this up and get a couple cases of everything here for my troop, but you can order however you would like to on here, whatever works for you guys. If you just want to order Samoa's tag-along Thin Mints, that's fine. If you want to make sure that you have, you have one customer who always comes to you every year and orders a case of Do-si-dos, you might want to make sure you have those Do-si-dos, up front and ready for that customer when they come to find you in March there. So, all right, so here is our order, our 240 boxes, and we are, whoops, I just want to bring this down here so I can show you guys the extras, but I lost my little bar here. That happens sometimes when I'm on the term here, but so we actually have some cases here that we are ordering. So we have 576 boxes that we've ordered, and then we have 52 cases. So cases come 12 boxes to a case. So sometimes you don't have a full case with what you've ordered, so you will have some round-up boxes. So let's say here our Toffee-tastics. So we ordered 34 boxes of Toffee-tastics. But when we go to pick up at our drive-through delivery site, we're going to get 3 cases. So that's 36 altogether. And I know it's a little hard to see down here, but you're going to have 2 extra boxes of Toffee-tastic that those are the property of the troop, and you guys will be selling those at booth sales or at through goal-getter orders. So depending on your what you have for the number of packages that the girls actually ordered will depend on how many extra boxes of cookies that you have. So for example, let's say our Thin Mints here. So we ordered 98 boxes of Thin Mints. We're going to be receiving 9 cases. That's 108 boxes. So I know it's hard to see again, but you'll have 10 additional boxes of Thin Mints here that your troop will be selling. So just know that you'll have some additional boxes on hand, which is always good because A, the girls will ultimately have missed a couple people who will be looking for cookies in March. B, once the Girl Scout cookies go out, there'll be people who will realize, oh my gosh, I totally forgot to order, and they'll be looking for you. And C, you might just have people who you deliver boxes to who then realize that perhaps they would like some more, or come back to you a couple weeks later and have already consumed their boxes and are looking for more. So just know that that's what these are down here, and that you will have some additional boxes of cookies on hand for your troop after the orders, after the cookie delivery takes place. So we have our girl orders in, we have our booth order in, we are all set. So we're going to save our booth order, and we're going to go ahead and submit our initial order. Again, you can only do this usually just one time, but again, if you do submit early by accident, just let one of us know. eBudde will give you a heads up here, so if you accidentally press the button, you can just hit cancel, but if you really are ready to submit like we are, we're going to go ahead and press OK. This button's going to come up, so our initial order went through, awesome. And now we're going to go over to the delivery tab so that we can select our cookie delivery. So thank you, eBudde, for our reminder. The delivery tab is right here next to the initial order tab. And this is going to first give you your order information. So you might remember from the screen before, we are ordering a total of 52 cases of Thin Mints, very helpful. And we are going to be picking them up. So someone from my troop. In most cases, your troop will be picking them up. Now, if for some reason you are going to be out of town and your friend is also a troop leader and she's offered to pick up your cookies, then you would click some other troop or my service unit is going to be picking them up. If that's the case, you'll just press that button and then click submit, okay? But for most of us, it will be someone from our troop, okay? So we'll click that. Will you be picking up for more than one troop? No, we are not, so we are set. If we were picking up, we would click the yes button and we would type in our friend's troop who we were picking up for. But let's just say that we have had March 5th on our calendar for a couple of months. We're picking them up. We are just picking up our troop cookies and we are ready to go. So you will see here where your pickup is. Now, this is a troop that happens to be in Bristol, and their delivery site is right in Bristol. So you will be at a delivery site. The information will be right here, which will be you, your service unit, and surrounding service units in your area. So some sites are a little bit smaller. They might have 4 or 5 service units coming. Other sites are a little bit larger. They might have 6 or 10 service units coming. It really depends on the area, the size of the service units, and the availability of space. So for us, we are going to be picking up right here, and we are going to be able to choose our time. So every service unit is going to have a block of time set aside just for them to pick up their cookies. So you will be seeing all of your friends, everybody from your service unit within that time. So depending on how large your service unit is, you might have multiple times to choose from. If your service unit is a little bit smaller, your time block will just be smaller overall. Also, because we're the first people to go in here, all of our times are open. Okay, if you go in here later on, a couple of days after orders have closed, you might see some other troops have already taken some different spots in here. So, the 906 spot and the 908 spot might be taken, but the 910 spot might be open. And I know it seems kind of funny to have the spots sort of in 1 or 2 minute increments depending on your service unit, but it's a system that actually works super well, and it makes a lot of sense depending on the site to be going at that 1 minute rate or that 2 minute rate. If you've not been to a delivery site before, I would encourage you to please take a look in the troop program guide at the delivery section. It has some helpful details for you to prepare for the day, including what size vehicle you may need. So for our 52 cases, I have a larger sedan, and they would fit in my car personally. But if you have a smaller car, you might need someone else to come with you. If you have a huge order, you might need 1 or 2 vans. That's something that you can work out with your troop volunteers. But please do take a look at the guidelines there. So we're the first people here. So we have our pickup spot. So let's just say we're going to take the very first spot in the service unit. We're going at 9 o'clock. We're getting our cookies. We've got information out to our troop families. We're going to go home, we're going to sort the cookies, our family's going to pick up at 1 o'clock, and we are going to have an awesome day. All right, so we're going to select that 9 o'clock time, and we're going to go back up to the top here and click the Submit My Info button. Okay, so delivery has been updated. All right, so now when other troops go in to see, they're not going to be able to click in the 9 o'clock spot because you guys, we've already taken that spot. Okay, so if you would like to, you can go ahead, you can view this. Okay, you have all the information here. This is going to give you the estimate of the sizes of the vehicle that you may need. So depending on who's available in your troop, this will be helpful to you to figure out what vehicle it is that you need. And then there are some helpful hints down at the bottom, these two, just a couple reminders. But again, there's more information in your troop cookie program guide that you received at training. You can print this page if you would like to as well. So that is our delivery information. So we have entered in our girls. Well, first we checked our digital cookie orders. We've entered in our initial orders. We've ordered our boot sale cookies. Again, my troop wanted to do that. If your troop does not want to do that, that's perfectly fine. You're more than welcome to visit a cookie cupboard to pick up your cookies. We have selected our delivery time. We're all set. Make sure you please, you can always log back into eBudde to do it, but I recommend, if you're sitting in front of your computer, just take a minute to put it into your calendar so that you remember that you have definite plans on March 5th at 9 a.m. to go pick up those cookies. So our last item that we want to take care of today is our rewards. So we're going to go over to the rewards tab. And in our council, we have 2 different types of rewards. We have initial order rewards and we have final order rewards. So we are just submitting our initial order now. So we're going to go ahead and under the initial rewards order section, we're going to click fill out. Okay, so we only entered orders for 2 girls. And again, Sorrel had some in there already. So 2 things. One, you will see that if you went ahead and entered those, remember when I entered in Mia, I put in her t-shirt size. If you guys put those in the beginning when you were entering in your girls, they will carry over here so that now we know what size t-shirt that they need. Now, this troop, because they had their 115 box order, per girl selling average order, they have qualified for the initial order recognition, which are S'more Adventures t-shirts. So we have the orders for these 3 girls all set here. And then you will see that you guys can also, if your troop qualifies, you receive 2. You can just do 1 if there's, just 1 volunteer who would like a shirt, but you can have up to 2 shirts for troop volunteers. So let's say that we've got that, and we're going to order shirts here for myself and my helper. Okay. The other items that they are going to receive will depend on the girl. So Charlotte here sold enough to receive both the Wise Aloe pillow and the chalkboard room sign, so 115 and then 200 boxes. You can see what each girl earned if you would like to by clicking on her name. Okay, so this is Abigail, and she received the reward for the initial order for the troop. So she was part of the recognition here that all of the girls with sales will have received. And Charlotte, let's click on her name. She received all of the recognitions that you could possibly receive on the initial order. So she received the Wise Owl pillow, the chalkboard room sign, and her S'more Adventures t-shirt. And then we can go back here. And then Sorrel, she also earned the troop recognition shirt. And again, her t-shirt size automatically shows up right here because we entered it on the other page. Everything looks good here, and we've entered in our adult sizes. We can go ahead and submit this rewards order. Again, you're only going to do this one time, so please make sure that if you are collecting t-shirt sizes, you know at this point that you get them from all of the girls. If you're collecting t-shirt sizes from your adult counterpart, please make sure you have that in there as well before you go ahead and submit. All right, so our rewards are submitted. I'm just going to show you guys the sales report here and a few other things as well. So our sales report is where we go to check out everything that's happening in the sale right now. So it's going to tell you the number of girls who are in your troop, the number of girls who are selling, your level, your per girl selling average. Again, this is what we are looking at. Well, we'll look at the initial one too, but that's our average of all the girls together, how many boxes they've sold, and again, that's what our troop recognition is based on. You're going to see any packages received. Now, this right now we have entered in our initial order, so you'll see these are all the boxes that we just put in under those two girls' names. This is the digital cookie order, those 4 boxes that Sorrel had for delivery. Your troop hasn't necessarily received those because they were shipped directly to the customer, but your troop is receiving credit for those 4 boxes of cookies, and then the 17 boxes that our girls' customers donated for Cookies for Heroes. You're also going to see your deposits listed here. What you will see is going to be anything that was purchased through digital cookies. So remember, Sorrel's 1 order and Faith's 4 other ones here. So every order number, every digital cookie order is going to be recorded here as a deposit. So this is just another good place to see sort of what your orders are. The other thing that will be recorded here, and we manually put this in, so you won't see it right away, but if you did, like this troop did, put in 20 cases or more for their boot sale bonus, the boot sale bonus will be listed on this sales report as well. When we get farther into the sale and we begin our electronic payment, you'll see those deposits recorded in here too. But for now, what you'll really be seeing are just your digital cookie payments in there. You will also see here up at the top your proceeds rate as well. So that will be here. And then, of course, reminders of the cookie prices for our regular cookies and for our specialty cookies as well. So this is all the general information with, for your troop. The other place that you will see any information regarding digital cookie is going to be your deposits tab. Again, these are going to list these are all the deposits that are listed on the sales report, but if you just wanted to see them, you could click here. And then your transactions is also going to see, again, the information that's right on your sales report, but you will see here the 1 digital cookie shipped order is going to appear here as well. Now, the other thing that's going to happen is that your Grow Order tab is not ready to go just yet. Once we have submitted the initial order as a council, you'll be able to go back into your Grow Order tab. It looks similar to the initial order tab, except that you don't need to enter anything by flavor. But that's the only tab right now that you can't really see anything on. Your boot sites tab, you'll be able to begin entering any of your boot site information once we get closer to the middle end of February as well. But for now, just to review, you're going to be updating your contacts tab once you get into eBudde. If you need to make changes, we're going to do that on the settings tab. Remember, that's where we're going to mark our level, or if we're going to be adding anybody in, another adult, and also if we are an older girl troop and we're opting out of our recognitions. The Girls tab is where you may see some girls listed in eBudde already. It's also where you are going to go ahead and enter in any girl who's not there. Your Initial Order tab is where we're going to actually type in the orders that you need to fill everything on your girls' order form. So hopefully there will be a lot of typing in here and lots of boxes that our girls will need. Our delivery tab is where we will have selected our delivery. If, in the next day or two you realize that the person who is supposed to help you pick up cookies or your schedule has changed, you can change the time in here if you have to. So let's say we can't make it at 9 o'clock. We're doing a carpool, but we should be able to pick up those cookies by 9:30. You can actually go in here and change your time just by selecting that. Once we lock this, when we get a little bit closer and we have to actually print out your delivery sheets, you won't be able to make that change. But if something changes, you know, in the next couple of days from when you enter this, you can go ahead and do that. So, and then finally, of course, your rewards tab is where it's not here anymore because that's where we actually went in. But you will be able to, you'll be making your entries, ordering those rewards, and then once they've been ordered, you can take a look back here on the view site and see exactly what was ordered. If somebody gets back to you and says, you know, I just checked the back of her shirt and she actually needs, you know, a youth medium, your service unit cookie manager or a member of the product sales team can go in there and make any changes, again, to t-shirt sizes or anything like that for you guys. So that is really it for everything that will need to be done in eBudde for entering your initial order. I hope this was helpful for everybody. Of course, if you are looking for other information, again, the Cookie Connection part of our website here at Girl Scouts of Connecticut is very helpful, and our email is down at the bottom here, as well as our phone number. So please just give us a call or give us a shout if you need us, and we will definitely be happy to help. Thanks so much, guys. Good luck with the cookie program.